Welcome back. Multiple top administration officials warned this week that Russia will try to continue to undermine our democracy. But it is not just our elections that Russia is targeting. Director of National Intelligence Dan Coats said that targets range from the federal government, including our military and critical infrastructure for American water and energy needs. That is just to name a few. And Russia is not the only threat. Multiple foreign adversaries are trying to target this country. Multiple senior U.S. officials tell NBC News that Iranian hackers have laid the groundwork to carry out extensive cyber attacks on U.S. and European infrastructure and on private companies. There's no suggestion an attack is imminent, but still, Iran's cyber weapons are at the ready. I'm joined now by NBC News intelligence and national security reporter Ken Dilanian, who was one of the reporters who broke this story. Ken, tell us a little bit more about the Iranian side of things.
Katie, our sources tell us that this is in direct response to the decision by the Trump administration to pull out of the Iran nuclear deal, and that it's a common practice of Iran every time they think they are at a disadvantage with the United States, they amp up their cyber probing. And in this case, they are laying the groundwork for cyber attacks in a more aggressive manner than U.S. officials have seen before, probing things like electric grids and pipeline networks. And that can include, probing network defenses and also implanting cyber bombs, essentially, that they can detonate at a later time. Now, as you said, there's nothing that suggests that this is imminent. The Iranians, our sources tell us, still want to see how the Iran nuclear deal shakes out and what kind of sanctions are imposed on them. But look, they are a very dangerous cyber power. In 2012, when they attacked Saudi Arabia's largest oil company, they turned 75% of the computers at that company into bricks, erased all the data. So imagine that happening at Walmart or Amazon or Bank of America. It's a very serious threat that U.S. intelligence officials take seriously, Katie.
And what have we done to target Iran in the past?
Well, you bring up a very good point. The U.S. probes networks all over the world of our adversaries, and specifically with Iran, it's widely believed that the U.S. and Israel were responsible for the Stuxnet virus that targeted Iran's nuclear program and actually did physical damage to centrifuges. And there's an argument that Iran, essentially the attacks that Iran perpetrated against the West after that, were in response, that essentially the U.S. started it. Now, of course, U.S. policymakers had a very strong intent to subdue Iran's nuclear program, which they viewed as a threat to the West. But that was a very aggressive cyber move by the United States and Israel.
Who does the intelligence community see as the biggest and most imminent threat right now?
Well, it's sort of neck and neck between China and Russia. Some officials say Russia is more aggressive right now, but China overall, in terms of a cyber espionage threat, they are doing the most widespread hacking, economic hacking, as well as national security espionage. But then close behind would be Iran and North Korea, Katie. They have less technical capability, but they have the intent, Iran and North Korea, to target the West and do damage against the West. In the case of Iran, though, the U.S. has the capability to strike back and strike back hard. And part of our reporting is that the U.S. government is considering countermeasures, including in cyberspace, against Iran.
Let's listen to Rod Rosenstein at the Aspen Security Forum talking about how he's going to alert the public. Take a listen.
Exposing schemes to the public is an important way to neutralize them. The American people have a right to know if foreign governments are targeting them with propaganda.
So how is Rosenstein going to do this? And is this essentially them learning from their mistakes in 2016?
It is, Katie, but it's really the Department of Justice fueling a vacuum, stepping into a vacuum created by Donald Trump. There is no Trump administration strategy to stop foreign election intervention, but Rod Rosenstein has just articulated a Department of Justice strategy, and part of that is he's going to step up the prosecution of foreign actors perpetrating these kind of campaigns, and part of it, as you played there, he's going to try to make more of this public, because he feels like if he can call out essentially a foreign actor creating a propaganda campaign, whether it's on Twitter or Facebook, that can help inoculate the public against these divisive messages. But there are a couple of problems with that, Katie, one of which is often the way they learn about these campaigns is through classified intelligence gathering, and they are loath to make that public. That's why they were reluctant in 2016 early on to say explicitly that the Russians were intervening in the 2016 election.
Ken Dilanian. Ken, remarkable reporting. Thank you very much.
Hello, YouTubers. If you're watching this, it means you've checked out our channel, so thank you. Now do me a favor, subscribe by clicking on that button down there. Click on any of the videos to watch the latest interviews and highlights from MTP Daily and MSNBC. You can get more Meet the Press content every morning in the First Read newsletter. If you're tired of content that you don't know anything about where it came from, you don't have to have that problem with us. NBC News, MSNBC, MTP, and the Meet the Press mindset right here for you on YouTube. Subscribe now.